We're catching up with Derek Tink. He is a digital business executive, talking about the Digital IQ Network, and it is empowered by the National Broadband Network. Derek, thank you for joining us on a Monday.
Yeah, g'day, Graham. Good to see you.
And you haven't come in alone. You've got a guest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very pleased to have Greg Alder come along and have a bit of a chat about what he does towards stimulating ideas and assisting businesses, community groups with their branding online.
Well, Greg, welcome along to him and Talk Today.
Thank you, Graham.
Can I just ask you straight away and put a little bit of a tag onto you? Is it true that you are the father of the Bundy Beer?
Not genetically, but yes, emotionally I am at least the father of the Bundy Beer.
So how did you give birth to the Bundy Beer?
It's a funny story. Back in the 94 it was, and we had to come up with an idea for a new campaign.
No, it's an amazing concept. And as soon as we think about or talk or hear the name Bundaberg rum, we always think the beer, don't we?
Yeah, look, it's worked. It's worked terrifically well.
One of the best bits of branding that I think I've heard in Australian advertising, and that's what you've been in this district having a chat about and talking about branding, and you're coming back.
I am coming back.
Not that you're not here now.
I am here now, but I am making a return. We did a 1 hour presentation on branding last week, and I'm going to come back and do some follow-up workshops in Tamworth, Quirindi and Armidale probably, to actually help businesses and managers of not-for-profits build their brands.
I can imagine there's people out there at the moment that are in business, small, large and medium size, whatever it may be, thinking, what's this all got to do with the Digital IQ Network? What's branding got to do with it? Don't you just develop something online? Derek's come in and told us many stories. You just get online. What about branding? How does that have a role in what you're doing on a Digital IQ Network?
It would be a beautiful world if people just flocked to your website. Once you've created an online presence, it's not the way it works. And, I think everyone recognises the value of being online in terms of actually building business, reaching a wider audience. The trouble is that it's harder to build a brand. When you're building a brand in the real world, if you happen to have a shop front, you have a brand. People walk past your shop and they see that shop front. Right. They see your logo. They see what the store looks like. Online, you're reaching a wider audience, but those people don't know who you are. They don't know what you stand for. And so you are simply yet another clothing store or another stock and station agent or another hardware store. They haven't a clue who you are. So you need to create a brand. And the trouble is that most of us are so busy building a business that we actually don't stop and take the time to think about how we build a brand, which is a different thing.
Right, so one of the things you're going to do when you come back is hold some workshops, talk to people about branding their particular business. Maybe it's something they've been thinking of setting up and running. Maybe it's something that's already running. Is there a good idea in the concept of rebranding something?
Absolutely. And again, moving online is probably a great opportunity and a great reason to actually think about rebranding, because where we're relying on locals discovering your business, getting to know you as a person through meeting you in the streets, around town, whatever, you don't have that luxury online. And whereas you could rely on being a local business and positioning yourself as a local business, so you can be Tamworth Plumbing, Tamworth Tyres, Tamworth Haberdashery, whatever, you're now trying to reach a wider audience. And they really don't care that you come from Tamworth. What they want to know is, who are you? What do you sell? What do you do? What do you have to offer me? And that's about brand. I always say that if all other things are equal, and those all other things being the products that you sell or the service that you offer, the price, the availability, even packaging, presume that all those things are similar, the one thing that people are going to use to determine whether they buy from you or from one of your competitors is, do they like you? Do they like what you stand for? And that's about branding. You need to create a likeable brand.
It's true, isn't it? And it's got to be identifiable brand. I mean, I think straight away Nike, and it's such a simplified branding, but we see that symbol anywhere, we know what it is.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
And there's another plug for Nike. See, it does work.
So it's good. It is good.
All right. So you're coming back for workshops. Maybe we might just bring Derek in there to just explain it. Now, Derek, if people want to get involved in the workshops that Greg's going to be holding, how do they get in contact with you?
Information will be available through the website, digitaliq.com.au, or pick up the phone, give us a call. But branding really is important to start the journey for people when thinking about how they perform in the digital economy. They need to be thinking through what their business means within the local area and potentially, as Greg was describing really well, around the world. And what is our unique point of difference? Another thing on the topic of branding, while we're talking about this subject, moving away from micro level, thinking macro level. I mean, how is Tamworth as a whole perceived around the globe? And when I say to you technology in the United States, what is one place that comes to top of mind? You may have heard of a place called Silicon Valley as an example. So again, it's how Tamworth wants to be seen in the broader world. And again, Tamworth Regional Council doing some fantastic work in this area with the Country Music Festival. Yep. So all very much part of the program.
Yep. All right. Now, this week, what have we got on where people can get involved? We've got workshops on again?
Absolutely. Another training workshop on Corindi tonight and 2 more this week. We start our training module schedule again. Training workshop 1 and 2 comes up. And we'll also have our usual Wednesday night introductory session.
Sounds pretty good to me. And they've been well attended, haven't they?
Oh, look, we're inundated at the moment. There's a lot of interest in the program. Corindi, again, we had double the numbers based on what was expected. And yeah, look, it's certainly moving in the right direction. We're having a lot of fun with the program.
Right. Once again, Greg, thank you very much for coming in and having a chat with us.
Thanks, Graham.
Good
Pleasure.
to catch up with you. And you'll be back with a bit more branding.
I will be.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Look, good to catch up with you once again.
Thanks, Graham.
Thanks, Graham.